Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Andy channel. In today's video, I'm going to talk about another what-if scenario in Cobra Kai. What if Robby was in the house fight at the end of Season 3? I'm pretty sure this fight is going to be brought up again in Season 4. My question is, does Robby even know about it? I'm going to take a guess and say no. No way would Robby stand for that, even if he wasn't on good terms with the LaRussos. More specifically, Sam and Daniel. Even though he's going to turn into his darker impulses in Season 4, he'll still have certain morals. I've mentioned this before, but Robby is going to question a lot of things he's going to be taught, and a lot of the things other Cobra Kai students will do. Even if he does bad things, he's not a bully like everyone else in Cobra Kai. We will see the difference next season. Now that I've answered that question, is Cobra Kai going to try and hide the fact that they did this? Maybe Kreese was training him one-on-one to distract him from what was going on otherwise. I honestly doubt it, but they probably knew he wouldn't go along with it. We both know that Kreese and Tori are going to make up some story to justify that fight happening. Robby will first be mad about what happened and ask why they would do that, and Tori will say that they went over to see if they were really teaming up against them, and they found out it was true, so they decided to strike first. That's probably what actually happened. I'm sure they didn't plan on an invasion attack unless they were actually all there planning. What if they just found Sam and her brother sitting there on the couch watching a movie? What would they have done then? I would assume they'd leave. What if it was just Miyagi-Do watching a movie like they did before Eagle Fang got there? They might still start trouble, but I really think the whole reason they attacked was because both dojos were there. Tori probably made the call when she saw Miguel and Sam together, like Kreese said. She let anger get the best of her again and say fuck it out of jealousy. But she would justify it by saying it was an attack on their dojo. But we both know that this was personal. Anyways, what would happen to make Robby be a part of this fight? Well, if they wanted him to know, then I think Tori would convince him. She wouldn't tell him it's an attack on the house. She would just say that she really wants to see if what Kreese said was true. Robby would think that it's stupid and they probably aren't even together right now. Tori will say she bets they are and to go with her to find out. Robby hesitantly agrees and goes with them. He still thinks it's weird spying on his ex-girlfriend, but his mind will change once he actually sees them together. Tori will be filled with anger while Robby will just be heartbroken. They start to devise a plan to break in, but Robby still thinks it's wrong. There's nothing he can do though. Some people split up to go in the back, and Tori stays up in the front with Robby and Rickenberger. After they throw Bert through the window, Tori kicks open the door and walks in with Robby along with Rickenberger by her side. Miguel and Sam turn around to see them all together, and are more shocked by Robby being there. Tori says her line, "Heard you were throwing a party. Hope you don't mind if we crash." With Sam saying, "Robby, you don't have to do this." He says, "Save it." Then Tori screams, "This ends tonight. No mercy." Yeah, you know the line. With the fight starting now. While everyone else starts to fight, Miguel and Robby just stare at each other. Miguel with fear and anger, while Robby stares at Miguel with pure hatred. He eyes him down and starts to walk towards him, as Miguel backs away a little bit. Robby says, "You're gonna pay for this." While Miguel responds with, "No, I won't. You will." Miguel then goes to strike Robby with him countering and attacking him. As the fight continues, it is clear Miguel is getting his ass kicked by Robby, but Miguel is not giving up. Robby keeps taunting him and telling him to get up, much like Kyler was doing. "Come on, get up!" He keeps kicking Miguel as he's struggling to stand. "You think this will make her love you again? This time you'll lose her for good. Shut up!" Robby keeps beating on Miguel and pushing him around. "Your dad chose me over you. How's that make you feel?" Robby keeps punching him after every line. "You lost your dad and your girlfriend to me. They don't love you. You're nothing to them." Robby pins Miguel against the wall and says, "You're going right back to the hospital where I sent you." Miguel then starts to fight back a little more and is more angry. The fight continues with Kyler and Dimitri fighting each other. Dimitri's getting his ass kicked as well, but he's also fighting back. Of course, Kyler's taunting him with Dimitri, just trying to fight back. Like the original show, these versions of the fights are much more personal between the teens. I see this ending of the fight being much more sad and dramatic than the original show. This all affects the rest of what happens in the episode, so I will also be getting into that. Hawk still redeems himself, but the scenario will be a little different. In my opinion, it's actually much more poetic. Kyler gets Dimitri in an armbar and says, "Yo Hawk, free shot," with Hawk coming over to dropkick Kyler while saving Dimitri. Shows Hulk saving his friend from a bully they both had and makes the scene a lot cooler, at least in my opinion. Hulk sticks up for him. It's also an even bigger FU to Cobra Kai and Kreese as well, and gives us fans the sweet satisfaction of him kicking Kyler's ass. The moments between Sam and Tori will be the same. Sam's montage will happen again with her finally standing up to her, except we will actually see them fight. Unlike last time, we won't have Miguel, Hawk, and Dimitri stopping their fight because Miguel will still be fighting Robby. Miguel was able to overcome the odds and beat Kyler, but Robby is a much better fighter than Kyler is. Miguel could also barely handle Robby when he was 100%, so this fight will end a little differently. As the fight settles down, we see Robby and Miguel still going strong. Cobra Kai starts to surround them in a circle as Robby and Miguel keep fighting. Robby uses all of his anger to attack him, but Miguel just won't give up. Sam and Tori hear a bunch of yelling and stop fighting when someone from Cobra Kai tells Tori to come with him. Yo Tori, you gotta see this fight. Sam and Tori both look confused and a little concerned as they go into the house to see Robby and Miguel going at it strongly. Their fight is the most intense out of everyone else's. They're both bloodied up, mostly Miguel, while Robby only has a few cuts on him. Sam and Tori come in to see the ruckus. They both look scared for Miguel as they see him being beaten to a pulp. Everyone goes quiet when they see Robby throw him into the glass door, breaking it. Miguel goes unconscious. Everyone kind of gasps and looks at Miguel laying there. Sam and Hawk both run over to help him, really frightened. Everyone then looks back at Robby, finally realizing what he's done, or should I say what he's done again. Robby looks at his hands like he just killed someone. Tori's on the verge of tears, standing back from Miguel and everyone else. She looks at Robby in tears while he looks heartbroken. Robby walks away with one final look of anger while Cobra Kai follows right behind him. They seem frightened by him, but also in a more surprised way to him as well. Tori eventually follows as well. Miyagi-Do and Eagle Fang surround Miguel as they all try to help him up. After the scene with Johnny and Allie, we see Johnny go to Miguel's apartment to tell Carmen how he feels, but there's no one there. After he checks, he gets a call from Daniel to tell him to meet him at the hospital. Something happened to Miguel again. He rushes into the hospital and goes to the room Miguel is in. He goes in to see Daniel, Amanda, Carmen, Rosa, Sam, Hawk, and Dimitri looking at Miguel. This time Miguel is conscious but just in pain. He asks them what happened and it cuts to Johnny storming out of the hospital with Daniel following him. It's a very badass moment seeing Daniel and Johnny going together to make Kreese pay. Personally, I'm not sure I'm really a fan of this scenario, but this is what I think would happen if Robby was involved in the house fight. Another scenario would involve Miguel actually defeating Robby, but I see that being unrealistic. A way I could make it work though is to have Miguel outsmart Robby somehow, but in that case it would almost be the same as if it was in Season 3. It would just portray Robby as more of a villain this time. If Robby doesn't go back to juvie in this scenario in Season 4, then I don't know what would make him go back. This fight would turn out a little bit differently considering Daniel and Johnny are teaming up together. Kreese would put up a fight, but he would eventually lose. This time won't have Miguel and Sam breaking up the fight though. Daniel and Johnny will still come in to see Robby there, but he won't be in a Cobra Kai gi. He's there in his bloody clothes with blood on his hand. He wouldn't be able to break up their fight since it's 2 against 1. There's nothing he could do. He could try and fight his dad again, but Daniel would break that up easily. Same thing if it was the other way around. You may think, why would Robby be back at the dojo again? He was training there before, but he was just in another fight. My answer to that is once again another question. Where else is he going to go? I'm pretty sure he's actually living there now. I'm sure he told Kreese about the fight and probably expected Johnny to show up, but not Daniel. This time, he wouldn't give him one last chance. The fight would just start and it would still be equally cool. This last point is something I've been struggling with and I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Would they end up killing Kreese? Daniel was about to before Sam and Miguel showed up, but there's a good chance of that not happening in this scenario. Johnny even gave him the nod to go ahead and do it. I mean, you could have it play out the same with Miguel and Sam showing up because they're curious what's going on, but if not, then that means Robby being in the house fight would lead to Kreese's death. The timing just wouldn't be as good this time if they actually showed up. Either Robby being in this fight only changes a little bit, or it changes a lot. Like I said, personally, I'm not even a fan of this scenario, even though I made it. It would just throw the whole show off in my opinion. What do you guys think? Do you think something like this would happen, or do you think something else would happen that I didn't say? As you heard in the video, I have at least 3 to 4 different scenarios in my head, and I couldn't decide what's really best, which is why I mentioned them. Ultimately, I went with the Miguel getting hurt badly again bit, and no, it's not because I hate him. A lot of you think I hate Miguel because I think Robby is better than him at certain things, but I promise that's not the case. In fact, because of that, I will make a whole video on Miguel showing him in a positive light. Let me know what you guys think would happen in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, then don't forget to hit that like button along with subscribing to see more content like this. Also, do not forget to hit that bell icon as well so you don't miss cool videos like this one. Till the next video, peace.